everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing good and had a great week. We're going to try to do something a little different, and I've personally not seen this done, but I'm sure somebody has done it. Um, it I'm going to take this stencil, and I cut this out from a larger stencil, and that way it'll fit onto this coaster. And I'm going to use mica powder to do the outline of this dog, and then we're just going to take some UV resin and put over top of it. I'm not going to do the whole coaster just because I'm just experimenting. I want to see how it came out. And there's the UV resin we're going to use, the J Diction new formula. And I've got my mica powders out, and I'm going to do the puppy, his ears, in bronze. So let me find that real quick. I know I got it. I have it over here somewhere. And there it is. We're just going to open this up and probably make a mess like I normally do. Mica powder just gets everywhere for me, guys. Never fails. So we've got this open, and I don't have that taped down in a mold, which would probably be a good idea, but I'm just going to hold it down for this. Like I said, this is just an experiment to see if it'll even work. So I'm going to use this makeup brush. These sponge brushes, guys, they work really well for doing mica powder, and it just gets really good coverage on your molds, better than the brushes. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here and grab my glasses because I can't see what I'm doing. Anytime I do detail work like this, I've got to have them on. You would think I would remember to grab them, but I don't. Okay, so we're going to just get this outline done really well. We're going to dip it back into our mica powder and just get a little bit more on there, tap off any excess, and just fill in this stencil with the bronze color. Of course, you can use whatever color you want. And I'm probably going to get mica powder outside this stencil area a little bit, but that's okay, because we can always use a little bit of 91% or 99% alcohol and a micro brush to clean up any edges. And then we can use a baby wipe to clean up past that, any larger areas. Now I've got this sped up a little bit for you. I do not work this fast. I wish I did, but I didn't want to bore you with several minutes of just doing this. So enjoy the sped up part, and I'll be with you in a moment. Now I decided to do his nose in black and his lips in a reddish pink color. So I had to find those colors, guys. I didn't have them out. Okay, so just blowing out the extra mica powder and cleaning my brush off a little bit. That's what it looks like so far. As you can see, I've got mica powder all over the mold. So I'm just going to clean that up real quick. And I'm going to grab my micro brush. These come in really handy for cleaning up edges of anything you do with mica powder, or just any fine work you have to do, small areas you need to get mica powder in. I love them for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up my edges. Okay, so now I need to find the blue. Can't find the blue for his eyes. I finally got it out, and We're going to use a micro brush for this part as well, because it's a smaller area. I did edit out some of that cleanup process, guys. I didn't want to bore you with it. Basically, you just clean up all your edges with the micro brush, and then you can use a baby wipe to clean up the edges of the mold. And I want to make his ears a little bit fluffier looking, a little bit wider. And I missed a little spot here, so I'm just doing some final touch-ups. You can go in, and you don't have to make it exactly like it is when you do the stencil. You can go in and reshape a little bit, add a little bit more, make the ears a little longer, which is what I'm doing right now. Blow out any excess mica powder. Clean up any mess I made over here. Imagine that, I made a mess. If you all watched me for any amount of time, you know I make a mess. So we're just gonna, I want to shape this ear a little bit better as well. I don't like the shape of the ear here. So I'm just taking a little bit of alcohol and my micro brush and just going around that edge and then cleaning it up. And just extending that one ear out just a little bit. It just seems a little bit short for me, a little bit skinny right there, so I want to reshape that bottom part just a little bit. Alright, I think I'm happy with how that looks. Clean my brush up a little bit. Blow off any excess mica powder again, because you don't want it floating around when you do pour your resin. So just blow off any extra, and there's what we have. And I didn't notice until after I poured that I was missing the spot, but you can see it there in the video. So we're going to just take the UV resin, and I'm not going to fill the whole mold up. That would take too much UV, and it would actually be difficult to cure. But I'm going to clean up my area a little bit first, guys, because as you can see, per my usual, I made a mess, and I don't want you all having to look at the mess, and I don't want to work in it. So we're just going to spray a little alcohol ink, or alcohol, not alcohol ink, but alcohol down, and use the baby wipe to clean up that mica powder. Oh, that's much better. You don't have to look at it, and I don't have to work in it. Okay, so we're just going to cover the bottom part of this, really just the round inner part. I'm not going to make an actual coaster, so we're just going to go around this in a circular pattern until I can get it filled up. Now normally I would just pour resin in this, but I don't want to use up a bunch of resin if this doesn't work. So I'd rather do the experiment this way and save myself a little bit of resin in case it doesn't come out the way I want it to. Plus regular resin, I'd have to wait for it to dry overnight, and this I can dry in just a few minutes, so this is a lot quicker when doing an experiment. Alright guys, so now I've got that done. I'm going to go ahead and cure this on one side for 99 seconds and on the second side for 60 seconds. Okay, so we've got just a couple seconds left here, and we are cured up using the UV nail light. And normally I would wait to take this out until it cooled down a little bit, but I had a little bit go over the edge, so I want to be able to get that off, and it's easier to do when it's still warm and kind of bendy. So I'm just going to take that piece off of there, just pull it right off. And I didn't worry about getting this perfectly round or anything like that. Like I said, it's an experiment. I don't have to worry about that too much. And so yes, it did come out, guys. And it's a little hard to see because it's clear. So here it is on a white background. And you can see it did come out. I said I wasn't real neat and careful with it, but it's definitely something I want to work with more and figure it out. But if all you got is some stencils and your mica powders, you can still decorate your coasters when you make them, or whatever you're making. You can use them to do your trays or anything else that they'll fit on, and you don't necessarily have to have stickers and all those other things. But it's just one more way to decorate them. It opens up a little more possibility because you can get stencils anywhere, and you might be able to find some stencils that you can't find in stickers. You could do letters on your coasters or whatever you want. Okay guys, so y'all have a great night. I am happy with that. I am going to experiment with this more and show it to you at a later date. So that'll be coming up here soon. And have a great night, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care, and see you on Tuesday.